Hey, spiritual hooligans, it's Matthew Ferry here. Guess what? I'm in Seattle and it is raining. That's a surprise. I got a question for you. Is prosperity an issue for you? Are you someone who, you're a go-getter, you want to do things, you want to make money, you want to have a good life, but for some reason maybe you have spiritual conflict, mental conflict, emotional conflict. There's things that block you from feeling like you deserve or feeling like you can get what you want. Well, today we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about enlightened prosperity. In fact, today is the first of many videos that I'm going to do on You Know You're a Spiritual Hooligan When. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I'm bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. So I have some notes here. I'm just going to read right off of my iPad. And it says, you know you're a spiritual hooligan when you seek enlightened prosperity. Now, enlightenment is the perspective that all is well, and prosperity just means that you're doing well. So knowing all is well and doing well, enlightened prosperity. Now, being a spiritual hooligan is not about using your spiritual practices to get rich. That's not what I'm all about. That's actually manipulation strategy. I think that most spiritual teachers, like modern New Age spiritual teachers, use to manipulate people to bring them into the fold. What I'm talking about is an increase in integrity and functionality. So I wrote it down in this way. It's not about using your spiritual practice to get rich. It's about operating with higher levels of integrity, efficiency, and functioning in the world. Money in general is a system. So money is emotionless. It's not spiritual per se. It's very black and white. And your spiritual practices are about who you're being, how you feel, what you're experiencing, and that does have an effect on your ability to function in the system. So I wrote down, this is in contrast with the traditional process, which is focusing on renouncing money, renouncing life, and renouncing possessions in an effort to overcome the gravity of survival consciousness. I call that the drunk monkey. Sometimes we call that the ego. But if you're a spiritual hooligan, then you're probably staying in the world. You're probably not renouncing the world. So money, prosperity, and wealth are just tools for survival, in essence. So you want to think about it in that way. Money is a survival tool. It's not a spiritual tool. Money is a survival tool. Prosperity and wealth. Prosperity is like doing well. That's a spiritual state. Wealth is a survival tool. The purpose of wealth is to make your life easier so you can survive longer. So you have the resources that you need. So with deep reflection, it is recognized that enlightenment is just another iteration of human beings seeking the best chance for survival. That's important to know, that we're transcending survival consciousness, but the transcendence of survival consciousness itself is predicated on this idea that we're already in a survivable state. So in a small way, enlightenment itself has a survival component to it. I know I'm mixing metaphors and bringing all these things together, but I just want you to hang with me here. Money, peace of mind, your house, enlightenment, and everything else for that matter is just the background quantum field of energy and information, self-organizing and creating what you experience. Money is just the background field of energy and information organizing itself into an idea. Money is an idea, ultimately. Prosperity is not wrong or bad. Doing well is not wrong or bad. And prosperity and doing well are really just an expression of functionality, of operating with integrity, doing it in a way that works. That's it. As a spiritual hooligan, you don't need to have a lot of it. So a spiritual hooligan acknowledges, I don't need to have every damn thing on the planet to feel good and to be a happy person. You need what you need, really. You need the things that are basics to survive. In fact, for most people, you could survive without, probably 75% of what you actually have. So as a spiritual hooligan, you don't need a lot of it. You aren't hyper-focused on money and prosperity and wealth and all of that. You see it for what it is. It's a way to create more ease and flow and order in your life. It's a tool for creating leverage and cooperation. That's it. And unless you join a group who are all renouncing the world together, renouncing prosperity, you will literally intentionally make your life more difficult than it needs to be, which actually puts you into a survival state. So it's important to know, like, for those people who are like, well, isn't money evil, and don't we need to give it up, and don't we need to try and live on less, and doesn't it create attachments, right? All of these Buddhist and Hindu kind of ideas. All of those are terrific, but unless you're going to go join a group of people who are communing together in order to survive and then renouncing worldly prosperity, if you give up money or have a perspective or context about money that is debilitating to you, or let's say has you say, I don't want it, and so you don't make a lot of it, you don't intentionally try to put systems in place so that you have money coming in to do what you want, you actually make your life harder, and it's actually more difficult for you to be at peace. Not because the circumstances determine what your peace is, but the circumstances are an element. They are a part. I mean, you are in the world here. The rain does create a situation where I have to deal with that. The world does affect the way that you see or the way that you experience things. Now, what I teach is a skill set in order to be at peace and be in an enlightened state no matter what the world is doing, but we'll get to that later. So I wrote it down in this way. Unless you're going to live in a commune or a spiritual group, the idea of renouncing money or money is evil or you shouldn't have money is not an effective, integrous way to live. This distracts you from enjoying your enlightenment. It pulls you back to your survival-based states, and that's the exact opposite of enlightenment. So my request is that you embrace enlightened prosperity today, and that you set your intention, specifically set your intention to be enlightened and prosperous. I'd love for you to leave me a comment. Tell me what you're thinking about this conversation. Give me some of your thoughts about money and your relationship to it, and your spiritual relationship to it. My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life, and it would mean a lot if you would like this video, if you would share it with the people in your life, or if you would leave me a comment, or all three. That would be great. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put out a new daily enlightenment every single day. Thank you so much for tuning in to this daily enlightenment.